What makes an award-winning compost toilet? Well, today, I'm going to find out. Hey everyone, welcome to A Great Alternative. Today, I'm here with Neil from Forgeways. Neil, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Neil from Forgeways, and I'm just outside of Machynlleth in the lovely Cambrian Mountains, running bushcraft courses, green woodworking courses, guided walking, and anything else really that keeps me playing outside.
Excellent. I apologise then, I kind of said that a bit forcefully. I wanted to say, please introduce yourself. Introduce yourself. Today we're going to talk about your award-winning compost toilet. Let's start at the start. Situate us, why do you need it? And take me through the timeline of building a compost toilet like this.
We're in the middle of sort of 50 acres of deciduous woodland, of which I've got lucky enough to have part of about 6 or 7 acres. And I run my green woodworking courses. I'm down here with the family. So we needed a toilet really for that. I certainly paying clients on a course would definitely expect a toilet. So being the sustainable and eco-minded person I am, a compost loo is the only way for me, and anything else isn't really practical. I certainly can't stand the blue TARDIS festival toilet that we're all familiar with. So yeah, this is what we got. There are several constraints here in the wood for me. We're 5 meters from a small river, a stream. Yeah. That was pretty much my biggest constraint. And then as we move further away from the stream, it becomes really rocky. So this is what we came up with.
Why did you choose the design that you have? And also, what are the materials that you made it out of?
Yeah, so number one, I didn't want it to stick out like a sore thumb. So it's got a reasonably small footprint, enough to sit on the toilet and have enough knee and leg room. I'm a reasonably tall person.
As you can maybe see today, I'm a reasonably short person.
So that gave us a small footprint. It's about 1.2 meters square for the base. And then, so I needed a structure to carry it. So that's these, which are peeled oak poles. Some of the roof and some of the items inside are made out of concrete formwork from a construction site that I've saved. There's a bit of 4x2 that's also reclaimed from a construction site. The walls themselves they're almost like a wattle and daub start to a wall that I've not then coated in earth, but it's some hedgerow hazel, there might be some alder in there, there's a bit of downy and silver birch. It was really whatever was just pliable enough to weave the sides. I've got a few windows from a friend's house, and then so we have the GB rally, the Great British Rally, that comes through some of the woods locally, and they unfortunately discard quite a lot of big heavy plastic black waterproof material. Okay. So we've collected some of that, and that's what waterproofs the roof. And then on top of that there's an old blanket, and then essentially it's not even really a green roof, not a turf roof. It's literally it's my patented forest floor roof. I've literally scooped up a load of material off the floor and just chucked it up on the top and let it do its own thing.
Right.
But yeah, there you go. Everything's sort of collected locally or recycled off a construction site and then knocked together.
So part of the reason that I wanted to make this video is that myself and Alicia are about to create I say myself and Alicia mainly, while I play around making videos, is going to make a compost toilet for our land. So it's interesting to just see how other different people have done it. Do you have any advice or tips for someone who's about to make their first compost toilet?
I suppose the number one is get a really good book. So there's one called Humanure.
Alicia's read that.
Human and manure sort of mashed together, Humanure. It's really, really good. This is very similar to the lovable loo that's written about in that book. Okay. But again, so your top tips, I'm really close to the river. So I have to contain all that nasty liquid, so all the poo, all the wee, and I can't let anything seep into the ground because it will quickly find its way to the watercourse. Yep. So yeah, if you're within 50 meters of the watercourse, it's recommended that you do this style of cartage toilet. Further than that, you can think about bigger collecting containers or pits under the toilet itself where it more naturally breaks down and you go in once a year, once every 2 years if it's a low use, to actually just clean out that composted material. I've gone for this cartage loo, which is essentially a small box with a 25-litre container, which contains everything.
Okay.
And then I take that away to home to compost.
And do you compost that with your regular garden waste?
Yeah.
Or do
So
you put it somewhere else?
I've got 5 compost bins, and 2 of them are specifically for the toilet waste. My general compost will serve for the kitchen waste, garden waste, grass trimmings, ash from the fires, all that sort of thing will get cycled round and straight onto the veg beds within 12 months. The poo manure, if you like, which is still mixed with all that other stuff.
Yep.
Will have a minimum of 2 years composting.
It's kind of like we had the exact same when we had Cooney pigs, or like if you have like leaf mulch, it's left for a couple of years, at least double the amount that you would do the normal
We've got chickens as well, so we'll do the same with the chickens. So
well, that goes in the 2 year, or that
goes in the 2 year as well. Yeah. So we've got the description written on the wall, and I'm sure you don't want to see a full run through of how it works. But it literally is. It's lift the lid, sit down like a normal toilet, you do your business, and then I've got a container of its sawdust, its chainsaw shavings. Again, it'll be some ash from the fire for the carbon element within that. That's very good for absorbing the smells. And then once you've done your business, as long as you completely cover, so that's another top tip, not just a little handful and just a sort of a token effort. If you completely cover what you've done, there will be no smell. I mean,
yeah,
we stood here today and there's no offensive smell.
But we're not sure who. Yeah. Someone, sort of hikers come through and has had a use. And lastly then, what do you think? Obviously, you didn't make it award-winning yourself. It got picked and you were told that, you've got an award-winning compost toilet. Why do you think this is award-winning compared to another compost toilet?
Again, I think it looks great. I think it's quite a simple solution to a problem. It's made with
local material.
Stuff from the land.
Yeah.
It's
reclaimed
pretty,
if you can.
Yeah.
Obviously. Like, did you buy anything in?
So I think some of the washers, so the roof is connected to the poles by some threaded bar and some nuts and washers. I probably bought the nuts and washers. I did reclaim the bar from elsewhere, but yeah, pretty much I've either reclaimed or got it from the land, which was an important part about building it, really. Absolutely.
And obviously, because you've got so much material on your doorstep that you are allowed to use, why would you not?
I think that's it, isn't it? We're quite poor as a society of using what's readily available around us for anything, really, for building, I know, for cooking or whatever it is. That we're sort of swept into this buying everything from the supermarket, and it might have come ridiculous distances, and we really do need to be thinking far more local in everything that we do. Yeah.
And that starts with poo.
It starts with poo, yeah.
Okay, the award that you won, what was it and who was it through?
So it was through woodlands.co.uk. So they're like the sustainable woodland estate agents, if you like. So they're across the entire UK. They run quite a lot of categories, and composting loos were new for 2021.
There'll probably be something similar if you're not based in the UK, but I say if you're based in the UK, woodlands.co.uk, great resource.
For me, just for someone making a compost loo, that makes it award-winning for me, regardless of how it looks. If it's a compost loo and it works, that's award-winning, because we need to change this flushing 7 litres of potable drinking water down the toilet.
Okay, well, thank you for showing me through your compost loo today. I suppose before we go, is there anything I'll give you the chance to pitch yourself, so do your elevator pitch. So if someone was interested, what kind of courses do you run? What kind of things do you teach? And where can people go if they want to find more about yourself and Forgeways?
Okay, yeah, so briefly mentioned bushcraft courses, so anything from firelighting, shelter building. We do forest bathing and more mindfulness courses, through to corporate and kids parties where we might throw axes and oh, I don't know, we might do some outdoor cooking, a lot of green woodworking. So I teach spoon carving, spatulas, shrink pots, stools, doing a fair amount of guided walking as well. So whether that's the local area, lots of things. If it's outdoors, give me a bell. So you'll find my number or email address on the website, and that's forgeways.co.uk.
Brilliant. Okay, thank you, Neil. And thank you everyone for watching. Maybe comments down below of why you think it's award-winning, or if any questions that you have, maybe if you're about to make your own compost toilet. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, everyone. What makes an award-winning compost toilet? Well, today? No, there. This is where you can definitely see our height difference as well. Shall I stand on I'll stand on a box like Tom Cruise? My writing is terrible. I don't know what to write. Do I write busy? Do I write occupied? Do I write don't come near here for the next century? I don't.